The moon landing was a sham. It was all filmed on a soundstage by Kubrick.
The astronauts did land on the moon.
Good.
And their bodies were taken over before they returned.
What?
And we find evidence of this all around the world.
Mayans. Everyone talks about their calendar, but they never get credit for their day planner.
We have the Greys.
Insidious assholes.
The Arcturians.
Jerks. So cheap.
Little green men.
They are cute, but they so know it.
The Mantis.
One of them owes me money.
And the Blue Avians.
They're actually very nice.
Okay, I have some breaking news here, just off the wire.
Breaking news from the TV10 Podcast Studios here.
Yeah, it's this is some serious allegations here. Serious shit here. Sean Hannity calls Seth Meyers a limousine liberal, socialist, hypocritical asshole who is not funny.
Huh. And another news, sky is blue.
So there you go. There's your breaking news there. And
wow, I'm glad we got to get a hold of that hard-hitting news there, sir.
Yeah, welcome to TV10 Podcast episode 0360. Over there is
right.
Over there is Tommy Milagro.
And over there is Mr. Bill Frost. And, guess what, folks? We have a special guest in our Zoom studios.
Speaking of limousine liberals.
Introduce yourself, special guest.
Hi, gang. It's Jeff from The Left Show.
There he is. Utah's own limousine liberal. Calling in to the AM radio here.
I think a Utah limousine liberal is just one with a full-up spare tire.
Yes.
Exactly.
And we're doing this over the phone because we've yet to hear from any of our alleged fans that they don't like it this way. So we're just I'm lazy and we're gonna keep doing it this way. If anyone would like to reach out to us and complain about the way we're doing the show here, please do. TV10 Podcast, Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, all at TV10 Podcast.
But Bill, this gives us a warmer sound as soon as we press it to vinyl.
Oh yeah, you can feel it.
Oh yeah, you can sense it coming off the AM airwaves there, and just broadcasting right into your appy listening thingy box.
Yeah, and who is our lucky sponsor this week?
Why, thankfully that is our good friends Bohemian Brewery, and the pipeline to my cardboard box of shame has been cut off, but thankfully TV10 Studios have just pallets and pallets of beer that's overflowing from the 5th to the 6th, and now I think you've got a little space left in the 7th basement?
Yeah, I've been stacking them all in pyramid form so I could relive the college years I didn't actually go.
Are we talking just one triangle, or are we doing like an actual like 3-dimensional pyramid?
I'm trying to go 3D. I'm actually going into 4D.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, breaking the fourth wall, man.
Yeah.
That's like 16 walls.
Yeah, for our Cubic Zirconia members, you can watch it on the cameras. It's in 4K as well.
Oh, did we splurge finally on one of our teddy bear nanny cams? Is that what happened?
Yeah, as far as you know, it's totally 4K.
What explains what happened with that $1.60 I was missing. Okay, now that we got the books balanced here, should we turn to our special guest, Mr. Bell? We'd like to reach out to you and in these COVID times ask, what the fuck are you watching?
Oh man, I got a couple right now. Invincible.
Tommy has not paid his Jitterbug bill this month.
It must be the case. God damn you, iPhone 8. God damn it.
So we were
already having enough issues with Roku.
Oh yeah, we were discussing Invincible on Prime Video.
Yes.
All right. And what are you thinking about Invincible so far?
You know, as an avid comic book reader and current manager of a comic book, I'm familiar with the source material, and they changed it up. Things that happened later in the books, they just jammed into the first episode, and it was fucking perfect.
So
J.K. Simmons is really engaged me for some reason.
I like that the cartoon, the animation looks like J.K. Simmons.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. The other thing is that in that first episode, the Guardians of the World or whatever they are, the superhero team that's in that, all
The Guardians of the Globe, yeah.
Yeah, they're all played by Walking Dead actors.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's neat. I recognized voices. I headed over to IMDb right away, and I was like, yes, I knew I was right, which was fun.
And what else you watching?
Let's see. Obviously, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Of course, yes.
Yep.
That is that first episode where nothing happened, and best romance second episode. I can't figure out the formula that the MCU has that just makes everything so damn good. You know, I mean, WandaVision should never have worked, and it was brilliant by the end.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For people that didn't like the beginning and the sitcom stuff, I did, but Kevin Feige, he's like a witch.
He's using chaos magic. That's what it is, and now he's the Umber Witch.
Yeah, I like how the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is breaking up one killer action sequence per episode, sandwiched between bro time. It's a nice balance.
I think it's a delightful balance.
And can we just give props to the fact that Kurt Russell's kid, the talented one, is just an acting genius?
Oh, I think you should have kept that Lodge 49 look, though.
I think he's great when he puts the helmet on. Then I just can't take him.
Yeah, he looks kind of weird in the helmet. He looks fine without it. I don't know what it is. He's not built for helmets.
Okay, there's our title right there. Thank you. I was just struggling on that. Not built for helmets.
Fair. What else? For All Mankind, have you guys watched that yet?
Some of it on Apple TV Plus. The story of the astronauts, the alternate history to where the Russians got to the moon before we did. That one.
That's the one.
Yeah.
They got to the moon, and then on their second moon landing, they had a lady.
Oh.
A cosmonaut, and you just kind of watch the alternate history of the timeline. Like the ERA ends up passing.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Okay.
And all these different things happen because of we lost that particular part of the space race. So we now have season 2 starts in the 80s. The haircuts are fantastic. The clothes are a fucking joke. It's delightful.
Yeah.
And it's starring Rick Flag from the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Yes, but when do the Nazis come into the picture here? When do they start taking over us, along with the Japanese? That's where I want to...
You haven't been to the dark side of the moon yet.
That's the Man in the High Castle.
Although, sweet Pink Floyd reference. Thank you.
Nicely done there, yeah. I'll tell you one I just finished. I would recommend this one if you can get your hands on HBO Max. Warrior. It's a martial arts epic set in turn of the century San Francisco. It's based on the writings of Bruce Lee. It's fucking fantastic. The action packed. I finished the 2 seasons. This was originally a Cinemax series, and the HBO, of course, owns Cinemax, so they finally decided, hey, maybe someone would like to see this. Let's move it over to the platform everybody's watching. They put it on HBO Max, and I would highly recommend it if you got that.
And we should also bring up here that one of the showrunners / executive producers is Bruce Lee's daughter, Shannon Lee, who's pretty much the curator of Bruce Lee's legacy at this point. And we should also mention, also supported by our good friend and second number one fan, W. Kamau Bell.
Second number one fan?
Well, the number one's obviously Dr. White. So.
Yeah, of course. Okay, yeah. And is there anything else? Is there anything you've started and you were just like, nope, fuck this, I'm out during lockdown times?
Okay, and just feel free to just light me up because I don't give a shit. But, Outlander.
Okay.
I keep doing it in little groups of like 4 or 5 episodes, and then I'm like, that's enough. It's enough. And I walk away, and then 2 weeks or so later, I'll have nothing else to watch, or I can't figure something out, so I'll just click on it. What else? I haven't really picked anything bad. I mean, Resident Alien blowing me away with how good it is.
Oh, love Resident Alien, yes. Just been renewed for a second season, too.
Oh, yeah, I did read that. I think that's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I really haven't. I mean, you know me. I spend most of my damn time watching the news anyway, so when I break away, it's usually because it's been recommended enough that I have to watch them.
You're still watching the damn news. Oh, that's too bad.
I know. It's occupational hazard.
What is your news outlet of choice?
Oh, it's MSNBC. I'm a screaming purple liberal. You know, I worship at the altar of the high exalted Rachel Maddow.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
yeah,
only aspire to have the hair of Chris Hayes.
Or Rachel Maddow.
You know what? I will never have a mane that thick and lustrous.
And you've probably seen this thing going around about how Fox News' carriage contract or whatever is up pretty soon here. And there's a lot of petitions out there to say, talking to cable and satellite providers saying, hey, how about you don't renew that contract? And
that'll make my dad so sad.
Do you think that this is viable in the least? No. And if it were viable, it could come around to bite networks like MSNBC in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, they're winning the game right now, but sooner or later, everything's karma. It's going to swing back around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think I can sum up how I feel about cable in this aspect, because I was talking to my dad about this. So I'm reading this comic strip, Pearls Before Swine, and the setup is, good news, we're going to be cutting our cable bill by $100. The bad news is all these streaming channels we have to subscribe equal to $110. So to that point of karma just being absolutely fickle as fuck, soon Fox is going to have its own subscription service.
They already do.
They already do. Yeah, but then it's going to become real popular. So, ew.
I've never watched a second of Fox Nation. I just can't even imagine what that's like.
Well, I don't run around punching myself in the nuts either. So.
Yeah.
Come on, it's a real fun thing there, Mr. Bell. It's very cleansing when you feel that need to do so.
And didn't we have a couple of tragedies? A couple of television royalty tragedies we have to attend to here.
Oh, tragedy!
Died.
Say that again.
Larry McMurtry died.
No, I didn't hear that one. When did that happen?
Just a couple days ago.
He's being overshadowed by the other ones.
Yeah. Well, why don't you take Larry McMurtry? Well, I try to gather myself here. Oh,
I don't know. I liked Lonesome Dove. I thought it was a fun little western.
Larry McMurtry, you dumb son of a bitch, you're done plumb dead in the ground. I think that's pretty much how it goes. But
yeah, it's word for word.
Well, okay. Thank God I was able to telepathically figure out what the eulogy was. But the other tragedy you're talking about, Jessica Walter.
Yes.
Oh my God! Not enough vodka to douse those flames.
Archer is not going to be the same.
Oh God, no! Oh shit! Well, and let's highlight this, folks. Not only in the last probably decade or 20 years, she has made a resurgence in Arrested Development, Archer. But before that, what was she most famous for? Either you know?
Got me.
Oh, you know what? We covered this on the comic book podcast today, and for the life of me, having said it, let it go.
You've already forgotten it.
Yeah, she did a couple. Hell, she probably did something with George Segal.
Hasn't anyone done something with George Segal?
Yeah, she's in recent years. She's also did a voice on Harley Quinn, the animated series. She's done voices on some various Scooby-Doos. These are all in recent years. Apparently, she appeared in 13 episodes of 90210, the reboot.
Wow.
There's I don't know. There's Touched by an Angel. Did one episode of Touched by an Angel in 2003.
Yeah, and probably it was all the martinis that just said, nope, you're not Christian enough.
Did one episode of Babylon 5 in 94.
Wow.
Didn't know that.
All right, try this one on for size. This one I actually know for a fact. Her breakthrough role was in Clint Eastwood's Play Misty for Me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it was like the first Fatal Attraction movie before there was a Fatal Attraction.
Here's a couple good ones for you.
Right.
Matt Houston, 1982. One episode.
Matt Houston? That is my favorite show of all time.
I knew that.
I wouldn't shut the fuck up about it last time. I'm like, I will not talk about Matt Houston this time around. Nobody wants to do it.
On 1978 television movie Doctor Strange, she played Morgan Le Fay.
What?
Yeah.
Oh. Like live action? Or
Yeah, apparently it was live action.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I think I barely remember this. She's also done, in the 70s, did an episode of Macmillan, not Macmillan and Wife, just Macmillan, and McCloud as well. Ironside, The Magician, oh my God, with Bill Bixby.
Oh, shit.
Streets of San Francisco, all the classics, Cannon, Banyan, holy shit, Medical Center, Marcus Welby, Mannix, oh my God, this is like hitting all of them. Mission Impossible, oh yeah.
Yep.
The Fugitive, damn, Route 66. And those are just some of them.
Let's see you try to top that, Larry McMurtry. Lonesome Dove.
Oh, Brokeback Mountain.
There you go.
You got Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger to make out.
There you go, yeah. So yeah, and our other storied celebrity death of the week.
That would be what, George Segal? Or?
George Segal, yeah.
Recently of the Goldbergs.
Yeah, he was great on the Goldbergs. Gonna find some TV stuff on George Segal. Of course, the Goldbergs. He's also done some Scooby-Doo. He appeared in 3 episodes of Entourage in 2009. I don't remember that at all.
I don't remember that one either. So
I think we've tried to wipe Entourage from our collective memories.
Yeah. Okay. That would. Oh God, Johnny Drama. Oh, make it go away. Make it go away.
Yeah, he appeared on the Larry Sanders Show several times in the 90s, and of course, Murder, She Wrote, Death of a Salesman, and yeah. Oh, the Cable Guy. He was in the Cable Guy in '96.
I do not
remember that. No kidding.
My favorite Jim Carrey movie.
That's something that only one of you will ever say out loud.
And of course, who could forget?
You are aware of this.
Who could forget 1970s The Owl and the Pussycat?
Oh.
I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
For a little while.
Yeah.
Get to watch it, but.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
a lot of good stuff.
On YouTube to scour these.
And of course, Larry McMurtry. Any relation to James McMurtry, singer-songwriter that we know of?
You bet.
As far as we know.
All right.
I just know about James McMurtry because I think I had to write him up like 100 different separate occasions for music entertainment picks in the weekly. It's like seems like he was always coming through town. It's like, got to write him up again.
Fun times.
His father, James McMurtry's father, was Larry McMurtry. There we go.
Okay.
I'm Wikipediaing like the wind here.
Well, that's because our
country music.
well, the only reason that Frost is doing the Wikipedia is because our producer, the Shy Girl, is now running along the roadways and highways. She has now become Chola Furiosa. I know it's been a while, Mr. Bell, so I just want to let you know that. So if you do see some weird Hispanic woman with a machete in each of her arms and a real jacked up 18-wheeler, that's just her. Just wave to her and pray she doesn't kill you. That's all.
All right.
And you know what it's time for? I know Jeff loves this. He's a big pro wrestling fan, so therefore we know what time it is.
Well, I'm sure you'll give us the time once you hit the music.
It's sports with Tommy Milagro. Go team!
From the sports desk of the TV10 podcast, we deliver to you only the important sport, the sport of professional wrestling. Oh, and so many things we need to catch up here. And Mr. Bell, I realize it's been a while since we last talked, but did you know, not only did I get my MBA, but I am also writing for SlamWrestling.net.
I knew both of that because we're buddies on social media.
Did you also know that it is the hottest drinking game of this wonderful pandemic podcast?
Whenever Tommy drops an MBA or I write for SlamWrestling.net, it's time for shots.
Here we go.
All right. Well, let's start off with the thing that really got me prominence with SlamWrestling.net. That was the United Wrestling Network's Primetime Live pay-per-view. I covered that in late 2020. And the United Wrestling Network's owner, David Marquez, went to social media, specifically Twitter, and he responded with this: "When's Primetime Live coming back?" And this is a quote from him. "This is the question I hear the most, so here's an update. What we've learned is a paywall does not work because," let me pause here, Jeff and Bill, at the time, you could subscribe on Fight TV to Primetime Live for only $7.99.
Not a sponsor.
Or you could get all 4 episodes for $23.99.
Not a sponsor as well.
Yep. So he said, to continue on, Marquez says, "No matter how inexpensive we think it may be for the public, it's not going to be financially successful. I'm happy as a producer that we weren't too much in the red, but we definitely want to be in the black. So my team has been negotiating with broadcasters, streaming services, and brands to cover the cost of the programming, so you don't have to pay to watch it. I can't say we're close to closing a deal, and it's my goal to be back on the air by the summer. In the meantime, please watch Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, Championship Wrestling from Arizona, Championship Wrestling, and Championship Wrestling Gulf Coast." So what I'm trying to say is that's probably going to be another thing I'll be recapping here later on. But what I am recapping right now is NWA Power for Fight TV. And, of course, you could read the recaps at SlamWrestling.net. Or you could watch the episodes and subscribe for $4.99 a month.
Not a sponsor.
Drink up. And come on, Billy Corgan, pony up the cash. And NWA Power is definitely going pretty strong. They've had their first episode really good, hits it out of the park. We'll have to see what the next week's is going to be like. Moving on to Major League Wrestling. They are going to have their free per-view major event coming up titled Never Say Never, which will be on YouTube this March 31st, and it's going to be featuring matches like the big one being Calvin Tankman, the heavyweight hustle, going up against Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. Yes, those are actual real wrestlers. And what was that, Mr. Bell?
I believe you.
Not that hard, I realize. But definitely, I would say if you've never seen Major League Wrestling, this would be a good opportunity to check it out. Plus, they've got their Major League Wrestling Fusion shows, all up on their YouTube channel. You can also check it out on other programming formats like Days Inn, Roku. There's a few others that I can't think of right off the top of my head, because we got to jump into now AEW. That's All Elite Wrestling, and the American Nightmare, Howdy, and his wife Brandy. Sorry, this is a bit of a tragedy here. You may want to take a sip of the genius juice here, kids, when I break this following news.
Okay.
Oh, you haven't heard about this?
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, take that sip if you haven't already.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. So here's the news. Cody and Brandy Rhodes are going to be debuting their new reality show on TNT. Yes. That sound you hear is the signal for you to drink harder, ladies and gentlemen. There's just not much to say here other than the new reality show, Rhodes to the Top.
No.
Rhodes. Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. And of course, there's other places like the Wrestling Observer newsletter has more details how the series came about.
Wasn't the original title Rhodes Hard Put Away Wet?
Hang on. We got a new title now. Rhodes Hard Put Away Wet. Coming to you live. No, that'll be on TNT Plus, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, TNT Plus, great.
Oh, there's always a plus. Come on, be honest here. Just know, I haven't seen anything yet. I'm going to hold off judgment. However, it's got to be better than Ms. and Mrs. on USA. And I feel ugly just having to utter those words. Let me take a sip of the genius juice.
Oh, yeah. It's calls for it.
Oh, that felt good. Oh, but it burns. Anyway, let's move on to the WWE. Here's some great ones here. First of all, their WrestleMania is around the corner, and it's going to be a two-parter. So if you've got Peacock, and I know you do, Mr. Frost, I know you certainly do, Mr. Bell, I know I certainly don't, because Roku, my Roku device isn't going to support it, which
you haven't figured that out, huh?
Oh, I did figure it out, but I'm going to save that for after the segment.
Okay.
The sports
all right.
desk. That's a teaser. Anyway, so WrestleMania is going to be coming up April 10th and 11th. It's going to be a 2-night, and it's going to be in Tampa Bay because, DeSantis considers them essential.
Oh, I can go. I'll have had my second shot by then.
Exactly. Maybe you could be one of the lucky 10% that's going to be in the stands at Tampa Bay Stadium.
First place I'm going after I get my second shot is Florida, of course.
Woo, Florida! Fuck yeah! So, but before that, they're going to hold their Hall of Fame, which will be sans audience, thank God. But it will feature inductees Rob Van Dam and the Great Khali, and here's where it gets interesting. Dave Bautista was going to be in the Hall of Fame, but they're not going to do it with him this year. However, it was speculated that he pissed off somebody in the McMahon camp, but nope. He went to social media, like you do, and Bautista said, I have some other commitments. I can't do it. Hopefully I'll be able to do it next year. So, no controversy there. But,
yeah.
It's okay.
We prefer controversy.
It's all right. You will have Drax the Destroyer come next year, and then controversy can start again.
All right.
But this just came over the wires, breaking news. It got mixed up within the Hannity stuff here. The Road Dogg, Jesse James, is hospitalized. Apparently, he suffered an apparent heart attack. We wish him all the best, thoughts and prayers, et cetera, et cetera. No, seriously. He's one of the good wrestlers there, so we do want him to live a little bit longer. And finally, this. Speaking of things happening with WWE, as mentioned before, WWE is now part of the Peacock streaming service here. But lately, there's been a few things that the Peacock don't care for, and they've been editing some content. The most famous of which is Rowdy Roddy Piper versus Bad News Brown. You don't see that anymore, partly because there was a point where, and you can find this anywhere,
Except
Rowdy
Peacock.
Roddy Piper, yeah, Rowdy Roddy Piper had his face half black, so like midnight black, and so that's been happening.
So it was only half blackface.
Right. Yeah, we better not use that as a title,
No.
by the way.
We don't want that in the algorithms. No.
No. We don't want our parlor to be infested by the right wing.
No.
Anyway, on F4Wonline.com, they said, as previously reported, NBC Universal has indeed been reviewing and editing WWE Network content as it moves over to the Peacock streaming service. So in a New York Times story about the changes, both NBCU and WWE made their public comments acknowledging the editing process has raised ire of some fans, with NBC Universal stating, quote, like with other shows on the Peacock platform, we are reviewing WWE content to ensure it aligns with Peacock standards and practices. In other words, no bad scrubs. WWE says, quote, Peacock and WWE are reviewing all past content to ensure it fits our 2021 standards. The way you read that between the lines, we're just making sure Vince didn't say something really bad.
Well,
really bad.
We know he did.
Well, I know he did. And, and so Peacock is continuing to add WWE content to its service, with nearly all the content currently available on WWE Network expected to be ported over by this August SummerSlam. But as we mentioned before, the standalone version of the WWE Network will cease to exist starting on April 4th as the big pre-WrestleMania push to get subscribers added to Peacock begins in earnest. And the deal with WWE announced was a 5-year deal reportedly worth $1 billion for Peacock to be the exclusive home for the WWE Network. So what we're saying is, no matter what you think the answers are, NBC Universal, like Piper, changed the questions, and all because it's sports.
It's sports with Tommy Milagro. Go team.
Which, so that's been going on. Oh, and the follow-up to what's been going on now. I found this out the other day on my Roku that apparently I cannot download Peacock. But here's the thing, guys. I found out I'm not the only one.
Oh.
So, no, what model Roku do you have, Bill?
I have a Ultra.
Okay. And, Jeff, what kind of, do you have a Roku? Why don't we start there?
I got 2 of them, and they're purple.
Okay. Do you know what model, by any chance, or?
Probably Express.
Okay. So, okay. All right. So I've got like
$40 range.
Yeah, so I've got like a 3700X Express model, and so I went to the community page for Roku, and apparently other people are noticing the same thing. So apparently it's not going to be available for older models; it's going to be available for newer models. But this is the part that I love. So this is like my Reddit at this point here. And I guess one of the guys there said Peacock chose to write their Roku app to take advantage of capabilities added to later Roku models. Any complaint in this regard to be directed to NBC, with one guy going, I'm going to complain right here. Not that it will matter. I seriously doubt that NBC is concerned about losing any potential subscribers over this issue. It's outrageous that NBC expects people to buy a new Roku just to get this one channel. With other channels like Amazon Prime, Netflix, blah, 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 all work perfectly on my Express. It isn't that old. To which this guy writes, and this is beautiful, it surely won't matter since NBC won't be spending time reading the posts of some other company's community support boards for insight into their potential user base. That being said, NBC doesn't expect you to do anything. They coded their new app for their new service for a certain level of device processing speed functionality and moved on. All other companies you mentioned have had streaming services and apps for years. They coded apps years ago, and that worked for your hardware when it was new. Now it's old, slow, less capable relative to more recent models, and decided to continue to support for now because the code already exists, meaning sunk development costs. In the computing, and in the computing IT market, world, industry, any hardware, and sometimes software, older than 2 to 3 years either gets reduced functionality or often loses support entirely in newer OS app versions. As has ever been the case, hardware, software develops and changes quickly, and Rokus are special-purpose computers. You'll either buy a relatively cheap new Roku at $30 to $50, or you won't. You'll either become a Peacock user, or you won't. All your individual, quote-unquote, outrage and posturing is otherwise meaningless to a company worth $35 billion as a subsidiary of another worth $200 billion, though perhaps endemic in the era of perpetual outrage.
Man, somebody's got some time on their hands.
Yeah, why isn't everybody's got enough time on their hands? What's going... Oh, right.
Yeah.
That thing.
So if you're
I was going to say because they can't watch shit on their Roku.
Yeah.
I guess the pandemic.
Yeah. If you're sick up and fed with Rokus, I would recommend checking out the relatively new Chromecast with Google TV. It's pretty fucking fantastic. And it probably works with everything, and it's only $50, and it's really cool. Just saying. If I already didn't have a pile of Rokus in the house, I would get one of those.
It almost sounds like you're kind of a sponsor of Chromecast.
Well, I'm just saying, they sent me one to review for CableTV.com, and I got to using it, and I'm thinking, oh man, now I'm going to get sucked into this. You might. I'm a Roku guy, but I don't know, man. I could be swayed. Anyway, that's it.
All right.
That's it for Tech Corner. We got some shows premiering this week, some returns and some brand new premieres. And Jeff, I'm gonna ask you to say I'd watch that or fuck that to any of these entries here. I'm gonna start with on Tuesday the new 6th and final season of Supergirl. Are you a Supergirl watcher?
Oh boy, yeah, I'd watch that. Look, man, Melissa Benoist is really good at this character.
Yeah.
And hot.
Well, and also, she is my niece's favorite of all time, probably because my niece, and this has been recorded, and it's true, her name is Kara Zor-El.
What? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, you knew this, Bill.
But, I can only retain so much information at a time.
Point taken. Moving along.
Also on Tuesday on HBO and HBO Max, this is a documentary called The Last Cruise. It's about the Diamond Princess cruise ship that set sail in January 20th of 2020, and by February it was had over half the world's documented COVID-19 cases at the time outside of China.
Fuck it, I don't want to watch this.
Too soon, right?
I haven't been on a cruise since I was a teenager, and I was planning on going on one next year. I was going to do the. Swear to God, I was going to do the Star Trek cruise.
Ooh.
Now I can't because,
yeah,
it's like Russian roulette.
I didn't know there was a Star Trek cruise. That's cool.
I'll shoot you an email.
I do remember going to the Star Trek experience in Vegas once. Quite like that.
Full of hopes and sad disappointment.
Yeah.
Speaking of sad disappointment,
yeah,
we were. Magda Vega was supposed to be the opening band for Chris Jericho's Jeri-Cruise last year, but that fell through.
Yeah, all of our rock cruise bookings fell through, so it was a rough year for us. Coming up on Wednesday, this was a bump from last week. This is the real premiere date on HBO Max. Godzilla vs. Kong. Any interest in this?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, I'm pissed I got to be at work that day. I like giant monkeys that don't talk, and I really, really like Godzilla movies.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it all?
So you could probably still make it to work. These HBO, as I learned with the Zack Snyder Justice League, here in the Mountain Time Zone, these new premieres drop at 1 a.m. So you could technically, you could power through.
Look, man, I'm too old for that shit.
And also on Wednesday is the season finale of Resident Alien. I know you're going to be watching that.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's a new series on HBO Max on Thursday starring Kristen Milotti. You know her from How I Met Your Mother and the Palm Springs movie of last year. This is called Made for Love, and it's about a woman married to a semi-psychotic tech mogul who's implanted them both with monitoring devices so he can keep track of her emotional data and track her and pretty much keep tabs on her wherever. But it comes to a point where she just says, I want the fuck out of this marriage, and I want this damn chip out of me, and the lengths she has to go through to escape this guy. So this is a series.
Okay, one, fuck it, I'm not watching that show. And two, I want to put a tracker in you so I know where you are at all times, is the prenuptial red flag that should be waving harder than anything else.
But it's got Ray Romano.
Yeah, I'm going to chime in with Jeff here. That's a hard fuck that for me. Bigger question, was this approved by Harvey Weinstein before things went to shit?
I'm thinking this just sounds like an extended Black Mirror episode.
See, I was kind of thinking this is like Zack Snyder's Suicide Squad. So,
any Law and Order fans in the house? Because we have a new one, first one in a long time. Law and Order: Organized Crime on NBC on Thursday. The return of Elliot Stabler, a.k.a. Chris Maloney, a.k.a. we know him as the star of Happy on the Sci-Fi Channel, but apparently he used to be on Law and Order, and now he's back again.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone give a shit about this?
About the closest I'll get to Law and Order is watching Resident.
Okay.
I am going to miss him from Happy, but I'm glad he's going to be involved in another Dick Wolf production.
There just
and
aren't
only because I can say Dick Wolf.
Yeah, you can say Dick Wolf on the podcast. It's okay. On Friday, here's another documentary, little more lighthearted than a doomed cruise ship. It's called Hysterical. It's on FX. It's dropping Friday, April 2nd. Next day on Hulu. It's a backstage pass into the lives of some of stand-up comedy's most boundary-breaking women, including Margaret Cho, Fortune Feimster, Rachel Feinstein, Nikki Glaser, Judy Gold, Kathy Griffin, Jessica Kirson, Lisa Lampanelli, Eliza Schlesinger. The list goes on. And it's basically a documentary about what it's like to be a female comic. And I think the positive takeaway here is that there are so many good female comics that plenty got left off. That's a good and bad thing. I would have liked to have seen Jen Kirkman in here, because she would have brought something weird to it, for sure.
Is Taylor Tomlinson involved?
I don't see her name here, no.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
But that's okay. There's a lot of great names on there already.
Yeah,
So.
what's that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I would definitely watch this harder because we're feminist as fuck. And, if Jamie Hemmings, my book editor at Slam Wrestling, is listening, watch harder on this one, my dear.
Do you think she's listening? I know she came on here and actually listened to some episodes ahead of time before she came on here. But in most cases, most people who come on our show have never heard our show. So it's maybe that message will get to her. I don't know. But as long as you're still in good standing at slamwrestling.net. See, slamwrestling.net, Jeff, is based in Canada. So we're hoping to get journalistic extradition should the time come.
Yeah, we're going to Von Trap our way out of this.
I want in. Hey?
Well, maybe you should do some contributions for slamwrestling.net. It pays.
I'll tell you what. I don't know how much older I am than you, Tommy, but back in the regional wrestling days, Tom Bradshaw, world famous wrestling announcer in our region.
Yes.
That's my uncle.
Oh,
No kidding.
There you go.
Yeah, so I used to be able to go to the regional matches at the Salt Palace. You know, with,
Cool.
Sergeant Slaughter and what's his name was
Ah,
Claw guy.
nice.
Oh, wow.
Back-
Damn. Okay.
Did you get to see the Rock and Wrestling Connection?
Fuck it, it gets me to Canada, I will have a wrestling connection.
All right. I think we got a story here, ladies and gentlemen. I may have to follow up on this because apparently some people think wrestling's not a hotbed in Utah, but yeah,
we
we have to have a bit of a chat here.
We got some wrestling here. And now comes the, we're about out of here. This is the time of the program where you, the guest, Jeff, tell us something you would recommend that people watch that they might not know about.
Oh, Jesus. Farscape.
Ooh.
If you get onto the Amazon Prime, they've got all 4 seasons and the movie of Farscape.
Nice.
It is in original 4:3, just as Zack Snyder envisioned it. So that it can go on IMAX really easy.
Yeah.
But no, it was a fantastic show. I just did a rewatch, probably 3-4 months ago, right before Christmas, and it's still just the Jim Henson in Australia is really what it's called.
Jim Henson in Australia,
and it's got that Claudia Black goodness.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yes, we will watch this. We will use the old way.
Yeah, I remember when Farscape ended, she and the guy, what's his name, Ben something or other? Ben Browder ended up on Stargate.
Also,
oh, really?
COVIDly watched that one. It's seasons 9 and 10 on SG1.
Nice.
After Richard Dean Anderson took a step back and was just producing and popping up from time to time, as General Jack.
Yeah. I wonder if Stargate Universe is available anywhere. That was kind of a dark one that got killed real quickly.
2 years, it got 2 seasons, and then at the end of the second season, everybody was in mortal peril, and they left you on a cliffhanger.
Oh.
And then they resolved it in comic books.
Oh, okay. At least they did that.
So they pulled an Angel, is what you're saying here. So Angel ended with season 5, and then they put it in comic book format.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how this podcast will end. It'll end in comic book format.
Or worse, Joss Whedon is just going to recut and re-edit everything.
We can only hope. What I'm gonna recommend again is Warrior on HBO Max. Fantastic show, and of course, Resident Alien. Definitely watch that as well. Tommy, what should they be watching harder?
That would be Invisible. That is a definite. I'd watch that, and I'm also going to say, if you're able to, I would watch harder Arrested Development and Archer.
Oh yeah,
because we don't have Jessica Walter anymore. For the love of God,
get in on that.
This is why we can't have nice things.
All right, and we want to thank our sponsor, Bohemian Brewery.
That's right. The only brewery to back up to TV10 Studios and deliver pallets of beer, which is overflowing the TV10 Studios and the 5th through 7th basements, and maybe we'll install the 8th basement Teddy Bear Nanny Cam in 4K.
Yeah, we'll just keep
another $1.60.
We'll just keep digging. Also want to thank Ogden's Own Distillery, which encompasses Five Wives, Underground, Madame Patarini's Gin, and the Porter's Fire and Peach and all those, and also Outlaw Distillery, Sugar House Distillery, and the Boostique downtown. Go get some stuff.
But no matter which distillery or brewery or kiosk that features fine barware anywhere else in Salt Lake, just wear a damn mask. You don't have to take off your mask just because a certain governor says so. Just be masked up.
Yeah, and Jeff, what should people be listening to of your? Where should they follow you, and what should they listen to by you?
Well, Mondays we've got The Left Show at TheLeftShow.com. tackle all the wacky ways you can hit a political story, sort of laughing off the pain.
Yeah.
Tuesdays, we do the world's greatest comic book podcast at thecomicbookpodcast.com, where we talk about geek culture. I mean, there's a lot of that to go around, but this one, it's the world's greatest.
Yeah.
And then in about 2 weeks, and I swear to God, I'm not kidding, I'm starting up an OnlyFans.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna teach myself how to be a songwriter again.
Okay.
And there will be no nudity, thank God.
Okay.
I am going to use OnlyFans in a way it was absolutely not intended.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. Honestly, though,
These fucking shows.
We'll keep you apprised of that situation.
yeah. Actually, maybe we should consider an OnlyFans page for TV10 at least.
Yeah. You go ahead. You go ahead and head that up.
No problem. I'll show sexy ankle.
All right. Yeah. So, well, thanks for joining us, Jeff.
You bet.
And
Don't worry, we will be all gathering pretty soon here to mix up cocktails once we got our COVID cocktails in us.
Yes.
And yeah, so until next time, this has been TV10 Podcast episode 0360, and good night, America.
And please jiggle that handle. It's time to flush.
It's only me and my